You're listening to the HerPaperRoute Podcast, episode number 1. My name is Chelsea Clark. I'm a marketing strategist and blogger. I've turned my little blog about money, HerPaperRoute.com, into a thriving business in just a few short years. HerPaperRoute has grown into a community of more than 20,000 entrepreneur women. And this is the show where you get to learn from these amazing, successful women and discover the many interesting ways that you can earn a living as your own boss on your own terms. Here on the HerPaperRoute podcast, we dig into money, both how you can save more and make more of it, entrepreneurship and starting your own business, and how you can growth hack your business into a success, no matter what your budget is. So without further ado, let's start episode number 1.
You're listening to the HerPaperRoute Podcast, a show all about money and entrepreneurship with host Chelsea Clark. Chelsea is a marketing strategist and the founder of HerPaperRoute.com, a friendly and supportive hive for ambitious, passionate entrepreneurs like you to learn how to growth hack your idea into a profitable business. We encourage you to fearlessly tackle your wildest goals. We know that as your own boss, you can deliver your unique message and make more paper. You just need a plan. Here's your host, Chelsea Clark.
On this first episode of the HerPaperRoute podcast, we are diving right into a topic that really is the foundation of any business success, and that is goal setting and goal reaching. Because without being able to dream big and plan hard, getting any business idea up off the floor and into the real world is nearly impossible. So what better way to kick off our first episode than to start at the root of any entrepreneur's journey, at the drawing board, where you will find yourself dreaming up your goals and then figuring out what exactly you are going to do to make it happen. Getting really good at planning goals and the plan of action that you will take to achieve them is something that as an entrepreneur you will find yourself doing over and over. At first, it may be as you are growing, setting those initial plans for getting your business started, and then several times as you bear the ups and downs, adjust your strategy around those quote-unquote failures along the way, and then when things start working, you will be here again making more goals because you've slayed all of your other ones and you need to set bigger goals now. Be aware of what you want, speak it out loud, keep it at the forefront of your mind at all times. It will make it way easier to reach those goals and knock them out of the park when you are hyper aware of what it is that you are working towards. Goal setting, no matter how you do it, is so important to achieving what you want in life. You've probably heard the quote, "A goal without a plan is just a wish," and that is so true. So today we're going to talk all about goal setting and what you can do any time of the year, not just New Year's when you're setting your resolutions, but all year round to set and achieve your goals. Do you have a goal? Starting a business, starting a blog, losing weight, saving money? Think of that goal as you listen to today's episode and think of previous goals you've had that you didn't quite achieve in the past. What was the goal that you were previously working on? How did you think it went before? What about your goal was successful? What about your goal didn't work out? What did you struggle with? How could you have done better? By answering these questions, you can figure out what you need to do with your goals next time to be even more successful. And if you've ever read a self-help book or a blog post, I'm sure that you've heard of SMART goals. That's SMART. But let's just give a quick rundown of what that is. So S is for specific. Specifically, what is your goal? I'm going to use savings as a running example here. You can't just say, I want to save money. Think about how much money you want to save. Are you saving for something specific? What changes do you have to make to save for that specific amount? Measurable. How much are you saving? $100 a week? $1 a day? How are you measuring your progress? How will you know that you are staying on track? Attainable. Is your goal actually attainable? For example, paying off your mortgage in a year is not attainable for most people. However, saving up $5,000 for an emergency fund over the course of a year is more attainable. Realistic. Can you realistically achieve your goal? Is your goal that you set worth it? and time-bound. In what time frame will you achieve your goal? It is really important to sit down and write out your goals and to think about these points. For example, setting a SMART goal changes I want to save money to I want to save $5,000 for an emergency fund by the end of the year by putting $193 from each of my paychecks into my savings. Do you see the difference there? And you'll want to write down your goals and your objectives, because writing down your goals will not only help you remember them, but also helps you remember your why you want to achieve them. I'm the type of person that if I don't write something down or have a constant reminder, I will forget about it. So if you can't remember your goals, how are you supposed to work on them? And there are a ton of ways to write down your goals. You don't just need to pen and paper, boring. You can check out Etsy for just about every kind of goal setting worksheet that you could think of. You could create a vision board. You could start a blog to detail your progress. You could download any number of habit trackers or goal setting apps. You can use IFTTT to help simplify your life and make your goal setting and habits easier. You can use the free ClickUp app, which is my favorite. You can put Post-it notes around your house to remind you of your goals. You can use the calendar app on your phone to set reminders or to-dos. There are so many options. And you'll want to create a goal plan, because in order to stay motivated in reaching your goals, you need to create a plan of action. A plan helps to break down your goals step by step so you know exactly what you need to do and when. Otherwise, you might feel like you're all over the place and overwhelmed by the big end goal. Your plan should detail the steps that you need to take in order to reach your goals, what happens in each step, how will you track your progress. Be as detailed as possible, as this will help in your success. And you'll want to break your goals down, because when you have that big goal, especially if it takes place over a long time frame, it can feel so overwhelming. Take the saving money example. $5,000 might seem like a lot, but $193 every paycheck doesn't sound as scary. Weight loss is another good example. Say you want to lose 100 pounds over the next year. That is less than 2 pounds per week. See, that sounds totally doable. If you are setting a goal for a whole year, break it down into 12, 26, 52 steps monthly, bi-weekly, or weekly, whatever works for you. You will stay more motivated if you are seeing the progress. So if you are thinking about starting a blog to make some extra income, which I highly recommend that everyone should do, blogging is my favorite way to earn money. I have been earning a 6-figure living as a blogger for a few years now, and that might sound pretty wild to someone who isn't familiar with blogging or how you make money blogging. It really is such a great business to get into. If you are interested in starting a blog, check out the show notes at herpaperroute.com/show-notes, where I have included a huge toolkit of resources for you that you can have for free, and it includes everything that you need to start, grow, and monetize your blog into a business. That's at herpaperroute.com/show-notes, and you can get that toolkit right now. If we use blogging as an example for our goal, we're going to have a 1-year goal to make a blog a success. So let's talk about what that might look like. In January, you could think of a blog idea, your niche, a name for your blog, and do some research. You could go through all of the resources that I've given you in that toolkit. And then by February, you're ready to start your blog and create an overall blogging plan. In March, create an editorial calendar from that research. So that's what you want to be writing about and when you're going to publish it. In April, you'll find ways to monetize your blog and implement them. Throughout this season on the HerPaperRoute podcast, I'm going to be digging into all the different ways that you can make money blogging, so be sure to come back and check out our other episodes, because there really are so many ways to make money as a blogger. In May, put together and implement your marketing plan. How are you going to promote your blog and drive traffic to it? In June, maybe you'll attend a blogging conference or attend an online summit where you can learn from industry leaders. In July, you'll guest post on 10 different websites to get your name out there. In August, you'll grow your email list to X amount of subscribers. In September, you'll build an emergency fund, because now that your blog is making money, you can put some of that blog money into your savings goal. In October, you'll reach X amount in blog income. In November, you will grow your social media followers to X amount. And in December, you will reach a big milestone that you've been working towards. Maybe you'll have a digital product like a course or an ebook that you're about to launch and sell. And because you've spent this whole year growing your blog, growing your social media followers, and growing your email list, you have this audience that is ready to hear from you and check out the product that you're launching and buy it. Another big goal that you might reach is to get a big blog sponsorship deal with a brand that you've really been wanting to work with. All of these things take time and they do take work, but that's what it's all about. When it comes to setting and achieving goals, it's all about putting the work in to have a big payoff for something that you really want. And you'll want to keep track of everything and adjust accordingly. Just like you would get a review at a job, make sure that you're reviewing your goals on a regular basis. Things change all the time. So set a recurring time to review your goals daily, weekly, monthly, whatever makes sense for your goal. Having a recurring check-in will let you know whether you are on track, behind, or need to make any changes. And find small ways to stick to your goals. I know we all have off days where we can fall off the wagon with our goals and lose a little bit of motivation. And the goals that we set might just feel way too big some days. When this happens, you might want to just ignore things, take a day off, and that's okay. It's probably good for you to recharge a little bit. Just don't let it lead into a spiral effect where you completely get off track. If you're feeling like your goals are just too big, try to find small ways to take steps in the right direction towards achieving your goals every day. Try to do little things on a daily basis to work towards your big goals. Just remember that even the smallest steps in the right direction are still better than nothing. There is a ton more coming up on today's episode, but first I want to quickly thank our sponsors for making this show possible. Every entrepreneur needs a quality email service provider. ConvertKit is my #1 choice for email marketing and list management. This is a professional mailing system that easily integrates into your website where your readers can sign up to your newsletters. You can easily create landing pages, create and send campaigns, manage opt-in forms, automations, tags, and more. Go to HerPaperRoute.com/ConvertKit to get a free trial. Here are some small ways that you can stay on track with your goals. So let's say if you're wanting to eat healthier, have pre-made healthy snacks available in your fridge ready to go so that you don't reach for the unhealthy stuff. If you don't feel like working out, you can do some small things like little push-ups against the counter while you're cooking dinner, or my favorite, do squats while you're brushing your teeth. If you're struggling to make your financial goals, try to automate some things to make it a no-brainer to save, like automatic withdrawals from your checking to your savings. Most importantly, you'll need to motivate yourself. Consistent motivation to reach your goals will help you when you feel like quitting. Sometimes your goals might seem impossible, and having that little bit of extra motivation can make a world of a difference. But motivation might not always be so easy to find either. Because honestly, the secret to reaching any goal is just motivation, a reason to stay focused, a why. Motivation is going to keep you positive as you battle the ups and downs. Seriously, you need to motivate yourself. You need to kick your own butt and make yourself do the work that you need to do. You must have a clear end goal at the forefront of your mind that keeps you on the path to reach those goals. If you aren't willing to self-motivate and do the work to find your why, then you aren't going to get rid of your debt. You aren't going to lose that weight. You aren't going to start that money-making business. So get real with yourself and come up with that end goal reason for why you want to do it. It won't always be easy, but if you are willing to do the work, life will become less hard soon. Just keep going. Here are some creative ways to keep yourself motivated. Create a vision board and keep it in plain sight. Reward yourself for milestones as you go. Make your goal a friendly competition. This can help you in 2 different ways. First of all, if you are at all competitive, then you understand what is at stake in any competition and you probably thrive on it. And secondly, this also gives you an accountability partner. Maybe it's a friend, a business partner, your husband. Having an accountability partner can make your goal journey fun and maybe even a little bit easier. You also then have someone who is going through the same type of challenges that you are, and you can look to each other and support and motivate one another to succeed. Your accountability partner could be anyone with a similar goal as yourself. And the most important aspect of goal setting and achieving for any goal is to just keep moving forward. It really doesn't matter what kind of goal you are setting, you can always work to improve and expand on your goal even after you reach it. Thank you so much for listening to the show today, and if you enjoyed this first episode of the HerPaperRoute podcast, please leave a review on iTunes for us. I would really, really appreciate that. And for everything that I mentioned in today's episode, check out the show notes at herpaperroute.com/show-notes, where you can get free access to my entrepreneur toolkit and everything that I mentioned here today, as well as keep in touch with me. I hope you stick around and check out our next episode and have a wonderful day. Until next time, stay focused on your paper route.
Thanks for tuning in to the HerPaperRoute podcast. We hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, please say so by leaving us a review on iTunes. And be sure to share this episode with your friends. For more entrepreneurship resources and to connect with Chelsea, swing by HerPaperRoute.com. Now go make something.